Collective. This song is your music channeling, but it's not a music channeling in the sense of like how I do them usually. We will see. I will say this though, I felt a heavy like anxiety. Also, good morning, good afternoon. Please take what resonate. I felt this heavy anxiety, like I couldn't breathe, okay? And it has nothing to do with my speech impendency. So I was like, what the heck? And I keep on hearing this tune, the song I just showed you guys. I was like, because the plan was, because I already felt a little bit under the weather because of my snuffles. And I was like, let me just, do it in a cute time, a time that is more suitable for me when I'm ready. But the song keeps coming up and the anxiety keeps increasing. And I'm like, number one, the dreams has been good. Because I usually get very vivid dreams and so on. Right. The morning has been great. Aside from the snuffles, pretty 10-10, right? And then the anxiety, it keeps on increasing. I'm like, did something happen yesterday in my dreams right now? Like, there's no, because I'm like here, I'm taking care of my morning routine, right? I'm heating up some food. I had my chai / matcha. So, okay. Message for collective. Here we are. I'm bringing all this out because it's relevant. The first card from a specific deck. We got this one. So, I don't know if it's you collective or for somebody in relation to you, but this is an individual that you have had karmic ties, okay? This person here, they're fucking resilient, okay? Let me read the cards. Final details. Add ingredients. More required. Cook further. Pot. Cactus and endurance and salt. Okay. This is basically my karmic card. Okay. And whenever it comes out, is you dealing with a karmic person, with a karmic cycle, things of that nature. Now, because I feel this anxiety, it could be like two things. You have done a cord cutting. Google that if you don't know what it is. You've done a cord cutting. You start feeling this person's energy once again even stronger because they refuse to be cut from your life. Okay, they refuse to leave. They are very resilient. They will endure whatever they need to endure in order to still be attached to you. It's either that, okay? Side note, you need to do the fucking cord cutting once again, okay? Excuse my French. Secondly, this person is trying to do magic, so you still get attached. For instance, let's say they know that you're about to leave. You did the cord cutting. They did magic for you guys to be still attached to each other. Okay, they can still siphon off your energy. They can still stress you out. They can still be popping up in your dreams, in symbolisms, in signs, right? Either they're trying to do magic, right? Or you did the cord cutting and they're feeling this anxiety. And if you are somebody that gets spiritual messages, you can feel somebody's presence. You get me? Like clairaudiency, claircognizance, clairvoyance, right? But you have clairsentience. This could be why. If you know you feel energy, don't worry, just do it again and just cleanse yourself after. If it's in the case of them doing magic because you already cut them off, you need to cleanse yourself and do a cord cutting and maybe some fasting. I don't know, okay? Now, make it make sense. However, it is a karmic that's doing this. If you're watching this trying to figure out what the fuck are you still tethered to this person again, it's because they're trying to do magic, so you won't succeed in cutting the cord, or you feel their anxiety, thinking it's a symbolic sign that you should be together, It is not. Just cut the cord and cleanse the energy. For some of you guys, cut the cord, cleanse the energy. Maybe some fasting. Okay, maybe they're skilled in spell work. I don't know, collective. Make it make sense. Okay, now going on to the song. Let's see here. Maybe he's right. Maybe there's something the matter with me. I just don't see a world that makes such a wonderful thing. Could be so sad. Look at the self. Wouldn't you think my collection complete? Da, 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 da. Okay, so based on this song here, it is collecting things that are of value, that are meaningful, but it's things that people have thrown away. Long story short, humans throw away things. The mermaids, aka Ariel, has a fascination of the things they throw away. One man's trash is somebody else's treasure, and Ariel finds treasure in the things that the humans throw away, right? And for that, she wants to see what's up on the other side of the ocean, up above, right? She want to experience the things that the humans threw away as trash because she see them as basically, if the things are value to her, the humans must be even more valuable, right? Hence why she falls in love with Prince Eric, and she wants to become, somebody that's not a mermaid or have feet, all that stuff. But the thing is this, I feel like just based on this song, somebody might have an identity crisis. Okay, I know what it. I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of mesh this, to use like examples or analogies, but it's a little bit different. Okay, maybe this soulmate, or even you, collective, if you identify as like Ariel, you might be a little bit different. Okay, maybe you're used to certain routines or certain belief system or ways in life, but you want to explore what other people do. Okay, and it kind of dawns on you how it's like doesn't make sense to everybody else, but it makes sense to you. Because mind you, Ariel, she's a freaking mermaid. She's even a princess. Okay, next in line, favored by her father. So technically, she has everything she needs in the Disney version of being a princess. Okay, so she's not really struggling here. Okay, I think she has it good, but somehow she has this fascination with the humans or the upper side because of the things they throw away. She doesn't even realize or can clock it that what she view as valuable, they view as trash, right? But this is the thing. She doesn't know no better. Okay? Listen, this person is still karmic. You still were very karmic with this person. I'm trying to correlate, I'm trying to find that common ground here. You might dealt with this person when you wanted to explore. Okay, this could have been something where it's like explore somebody's religion or a different type, right? Because of curiosity. But we all saw the Little Mermaid. It was a struggle for her to even immigrate to the other side because there's a barrier. She is of the sea world and they are of the human world. But they still could, I don't know why this feels so political. This is the thing. Their love overcome any boundaries. Okay, but it was still a struggle. Not number one, her parents, the entire ocean's disagreement, okay? And then we also got the sea urchin or Ursula that was jealous and envious of her because, well, she wanted to be next in line. She wanted to be highly favored and praised, and at least king if not queen, right? But she can't do that if Aries is next in line. I don't know, collective. Long story short, this person here could have been somebody close to you that you want to explore, but you didn't know that they were a snake. Just like how Ursula was a snake towards Ariel, right? She took her voice for the sake of giving her what she admired, which wasn't really anything of value. Because if you don't have your voice, who gives a fuck if you don't have your feet, right? But she didn't know she was trading her soul or her voice for the sake of her feet. She thought she was, well, making a good deal. Maybe you thought this soulmate was like the treasures that Ariel found in the ocean. And come to find out, you dealt with Prince Eric. Eric, up here, he was enamored by you because of your voice. You lose your voice, and he don't even recognize you and go and be with an imposter. Okay? And it wasn't until you got your voice back until he was like, oh, that's my Ariel. Okay? It feels a little bit karmic. Like, I know a lot of people are like, that's a love story. This is not my favorite Disney storyline. Okay, I love the music, right? But let's assess the situation. I'm going to tie it into this message in some way or form. You as a divine feminine, you as the princess, right? You dealt with somebody that you've been curious about. And they had some sort of uniqueness to them that you're not used to. Like I said before, different aesthetic, type, way of life, okay? And you're like, let me try it out. And you did. But then something of yours that was hidden was exposed, and now all of a sudden this soulmate is like, they don't recognize you, they don't see you. Meanwhile, you love this person no matter what. You love them at first sight, right? And they only love you based on your voice, what you could say, what you stand for, or maybe perhaps how you looked or where you came from, you know? But I feel like if we're going to divide it into masculine and feminine, Prince Eric, I feel like he only liked Ariel because of her voice, or else he wouldn't have been bamboozled this way, right? Because I do believe that love breaks any spell work. It's the highest vibration on earth. And when I say earth as the sea, as the nature and all above, okay, on a universal level. And that's why there are so many stories about, breaking spell work with a kiss, right? And kiss comes from what? Passion, love, admiration. So the fact that he didn't clock this shit, I don't think he really was in love with her like that, right? But then again, Ariel was fascinated with the humans because, well, what they threw out as trash. So maybe you saw this masculine dealing with like trashy people, right? Maybe you saw that you wanted to bring better into their life. So you like, let me try this out. And you did, but then whenever you lost your ism, they didn't recognize you and they left. They rejected you or they fumbled you. I don't know if I mentioned this right. I really don't know. But now somebody has anxiety. It could be the person that you're trying to cut off. The person that you did cut off. And now they're having anxiety because they know it's too late to make amends with you. Maybe you're somebody like, you need to recognize me without any physical intimacy, without the kiss. See me for who I am. And this masculine, who's karmic, they didn't, right? Maybe you're seeing it in the same way I'm doing, whereas like your Prince Eric was supposed to catch the real, right? They were not supposed to be fumbled or manipulated by spell work. They were not supposed to be confused by other people, right? For instance, Prince Eric, once again, not only did he not recognize Ariel, he also thought Ariel was somebody else because of the voice. So it could be that you're masculine here. He chose an imposter. He chose to fake divine feminine, right? He chose another female over you because he thought they were you, but they're nothing like you. Right? He got fooled. Spell work, confusion, illusion. I think I'm making sense of it all, but these are people you're cutting off from your life because you realize that even if you wanted to endure the journey, the relationship, it wasn't worth it. And you said, let me cut this shit out because you don't see me for who I am. And if they do, they only see me for what I got. And as the collective, as a feminine, you're like, I don't want anyone that just see me for what I have or what I look like. I want somebody to see the inner me, right? But if Ariel was moving with that mindset, they wouldn't have been a love story. But that's Disney. This is real life. Okay? I'm really trying my best. I would say this though, the cutting them off brings them anxiety. It could also bring you anxiety if you have, like I said, intuitive gifts. Okay? Maybe you don't feel like you're ready or feels it's too much, but I feel like you have to do what's best for you, especially if they're a karmic person. Now, you might get used to people very quickly. You might have some sort of attachment. I don't know, there's some sort of attachment where it's like you don't want to be rejected. And one of those attachment styles, right? Like, you know you need to end it, or you know you deserve better, but you still stay for the sake of like the kids, or you still stay for the sake of like when people will say, you still, what's the fucking card? You still endure, right? You still endure, and you don't have to endure. A lot of you guys endured with these people, these karmic people, thinking that it will be better, having hope, endure through the struggle. But it doesn't have to be that way, okay? A lot of you guys thought that this karmic person was the Prince Eric, right? But you realize Prince Eric wasn't shit, right? This is not the version where it's like spell work was say. I would say this though, I feel like you have gone through too many tests with this person for them not to clock what's real, for them not to clock what's love. And I feel like that's why you cut them off from your life. That's why, you don't want to deal with them anymore, right? It is hard to let somebody go, even if you have so much love or affection for them. But if they can't see that, it's not worth it. It's not. I feel like this is the case where it's like they're too late. Okay? So if you feel anxiety over it all, you gotta let it go. It has come to an end. The era has ended. Let's add some cards. Okay. Somebody's name is Philomena. Okay, that's a beautiful name. So we got this card here. Somebody is indecisive of letting somebody go. Whether you as Philomena, whether Philomena as you. Okay, that's a really gorgeous name. Okay, kind of reminds me of Ariel. But yeah, we got procrastination and rejection. Then somebody needs to let somebody go so they won't be stuck. Okay, but somebody is having a hard time doing so. I'm not saying a person is a narcissist, but in reference to the narcissistic individuals, there's this study that said it takes about 8 times or 10 to actually properly leave a narcissist. This could be one of those situations where it's like you dump them and then you hook up like a week later or a month later, right? And that's the cycle, right? There's always this runner chaser, same shit, different days, same lessons. You think they changed, but they never changed. They were just compliant for like a week, and then they went back to their old bullshit. You get left being stressed, full with anxiety and rejection, and it's like, what for? And all in the name of because I love them. We had good times, reminiscing on nostalgia, reminiscing on, and it's like, really though? I don't know, but I just feel like somebody's like slowly hurting themselves for the sake of this love that they're so like ride or die for, but it's like this person is from a different planet, okay? You are a part of the sea, they're a part of the human world, or vice versa, and oil and water doesn't mix. Mind you, this Disney movie had a part 2, and they had a child, and even, how do I say this? Even if she ever got her feet, and she can like go between sea and the ocean, there is still this division because there were never. I'm kind of getting like two people who should have never really met. Okay. Right, and it caused a lot of delays. Now, in terms of this Philomena thing, I kind of feel like if you're not letting this person go, it's blocking your manifestation. If you're Philomena watching, it's blocking your manifestation because you're not letting this karmic person go. And they're not karmic in terms of them being like jealous or crazy or abusive. It's just that the love is not the same, or the love is fucking fake. Okay? So you have to let this person go, Philomena, or you have to let Philomena go because they're blocking your manifestations, aka the better things that you could have, okay? Don't look at the exterior. There is something better for you, but because you're dealing with this person, it's fucking blocking you. You're Philomena or whomever this resonates with. Okay, but let's see here. I think I also have extra notes. Something about HAIR appointment. Okay, something about your hair is relevant. Maybe you're a hairdresser. Maybe they're a hairdresser. This is awful though, but this could also be in the sense of like you change your hair, and your person is like they don't like it, or they are less attracted to you because of your hairstyle. Or they're more attracted to you because of a certain hairstyle. Alright? Or maybe they go to the barber and they get their hair or their beard shaped up. All of a sudden, you being suspicious. You're thinking, is it for you or is it for other people? Like, but I wrote that as a specific insight, something about a hair appointment, okay? That's going to change everything, whether the barber shop or like going to the salon. And I just feel like somebody's very shallow, okay? So a lot of you guys need to let this person go, like I said in the beginning. And for some specifically, it's blocking your manifestations, okay? Maybe you want to open a hair salon, right? But you're still occupied with this karmic person that is taking your voice, right? They don't want to see better for you. Again, this is not a karmic that is like off the rails, crazy, wanna like end your life, but it is a karmic that is like is complacent with how you are. Like they don't want you to change. Going back to what I said with the voice thing, you open up your voice and be like, I want to start a new business, right? And your person is like, yeah, I support you. And then you get into action. And then all of a sudden your person's like, I don't recognize you. Who are you? Who's this person? You weren't like that when we first met. Maybe there is some jealousy or envious, right? On that note, cut them off real quick, okay? This kind of reminds me of the British pop singer Lily Allen and her ex-husband, but he was a narcissist though, David something, the person in Stranger Things, and he like dominance and control, and she really don't be doing acting. She's more of a singer, but she got a role in a play, and she told him, and what he wrote back to her was really, just really nasty. It was like, I really hope you don't get the part, because then I have to, like, give you your flowers, so look at you with, like, from a higher position and so on, because he never really got this. It wasn't a play. I think she got an award for a play, and he thought it was, like, silly or stupid, because you can only get awards, like prestigious awards, when you do, like, film or something, not like a play. So right there, he was jealous and envious and trying to put her down. He even said in the little text or writing that, I hope you don't even get anything or even get the part, because again, that means her position will go from here, either it was level, like middle ground, or even above, and that so-called husband was not here for it. Hopefully your guys' situation is not that, but like I said, I put down hair appointment in this little situation. And for some of you guys, you have jealous, envious partners, okay? They're like, I got your back, but as soon as you start getting into your things, they're like, oh my God, my soulmate, my Ariel is about to elevate. They're about to become a businesswoman, right? They're looking better. Their voice is much bigger than before. They're not in the ocean. They're becoming human. And you know what? Maybe it may make sense. I feel like somebody's used to having you a certain way. You just being Ariel for them. But as soon as you blend in like everybody else, that means that everybody has access to you, and they won't become Prince Eric anymore. And I feel like somebody is scared that you saw this person with so much, I'm endured through everything, to I'm gonna become myself, but also Prince Eric. Therefore, you don't really need Prince Eric. And I feel like somebody's scared. There's a lot of excuses though. Collective, they are karmic people. You need to let them go. We got envious, jealous partners, people that don't like you to stand up for yourself, or help, not even that, be a version of yourself that they haven't achieved, right? It's karmic on different levels for different people. If we're gonna bring other characters into the whole Ariel situation, a lot of it had to do with the fact that they didn't want her to have her voice, right? Some might even say she lost her voice because of love, right? That was my usual link between like Ariel and like the Disney version, that she lost her voice for the sake of love. Like she got, well, bamboozled and, love struck. Some even saying she sold her soul for the sake of love, right? Because again, she couldn't meet Prince Eric if she didn't have feet. And that's a lie, because she met him before she had feet, right? This is the thing though, he had to be on the ocean, but the thing is that she was doing all this. I need to have feet in order to meet my miss. No, she was doing, you know what, I think I'm clocking it now, why I'm getting this song. Going back to the Ariel situation, she was the one that was doing all this stuff for the sake of Prince Eric. She was the one that went to Ursula by her own free will, thinking that in order for her to deal with Eric, that she met when she was swimming, right? Yes, he did rescue her and so on. But the thing is that he didn't recognize her if it wasn't for her voice. And if she didn't have her voice, she would have been dead. Or he would have been dead, right? But she didn't have feet. Then she goes and trade off the thing that he recognized her by, which is her voice, to Ursula so she can go meet him. But when he does see her, meet her, he don't remember her. He don't recognize her. And she did all this for him to not, like, I don't know who you are. the point of the story is she was doing all this for a man, and he still didn't recognize her. Right? Yes, she was tricked by Ursula, but like I think I'm making it sense now. I feel like you were somebody that was dealing with people, partnership, where you were doing all the above, right? And as soon as you stand up for yourself, using your voice, claiming your voice back, taking it back from Ursula, whether it's your karmic partner or other people that are trying to belittle you, will make you small. You're like, no, I'm bigger than the program. I'm gonna do things for myself, and I'm not gonna let anyone stop when I'm on my shit. And even if the people were like, we got your back, they weren't really. It was just for show, right? Because as soon as you stood up for yourself, spoke up, or changed the trajectory of your guys' dynamic, they're like, oh my God, I don't recognize you. And that's why you need to cut them off, collective. That's why you need to do the cord cutting. Again, some of you guys, you need to do cord cutting, like I said, and the fasting, right? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Listen, when you cut them off, better things will come, especially for Philomena, because I got that name, okay? And anyone that's like heading into like the hair business, okay? I think that's it. So good luck. I think I'm making sense. But yeah, everything will work in your favor when you cut these people off, okay? There we go.